First impressions. First impressions.
Yeah, I'm thinking
Because
like...
we've met each other like a few times. First impressions.
Okay, so first impressions, like before I knew you, was like, oh, she's cool, wavy, pretty.
Thanks.
Yeah. But then once we started talking, I just thought you were like really inquisitive and I was just excited to learn more about you, I guess. Sorry, I'm kind of chat to her. Yeah, I'm excited to learn more about you. But I guess it's weird thinking of when is the first time or first impressions of each other.
Do you remember the first time?
See, we met...
You might as well, tell us.
Okay, yeah. So we met on Instagram, basically. So then... But it was years ago, so we were already following each other a bit before, like 2 years before it got somewhat intimate. And then we started talking a lot in COVID. But it was on FaceTime, but long chats. So by the time we met, I felt like I already knew her. Or I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Similar to you, so it's definitely...
Don't copy me.
No, wait, it's hard to...
I know, it's a
like,
tricky question.
Yeah, it is a tricky question. But I'm going to go for first impressions when we started speaking as being interested in each other. I thought you were very beautiful. I was actually like quite stunned.
I was stunned by you as well, actually.
Your face.
Yeah.
And your energy was just ridiculous, and it was through FaceTime.
So, yeah.
I was just really like, what the hell am I feeling through a video chat right now?
That's so beautiful.
I was actually really taken aback by how we spoke as well. So fluidly and not really knowing each other.
Yeah.
There was definitely some visceral feeling.
That was a good answer. That was better than mine. That's what that's the same as me.
Yeah, what she said. Yeah.
Okay, one of my favourite things, trait about Tajana is how inquisitive she is. One of the other things I like about her is she is very in touch with her emotions but doesn't dwell. I feel like she has a very good balance of like something has upset me or annoyed me and might sit in it for however long she needs, but just knows how to kind of be like, okay, cool, let's move forward and how can I
keep it pushing,
keep it moving. I love how into me she is.
Oh wow.
She's very tactile, even though she thought she wasn't.
I know, worry, that sounds gay.
I need that. I like people touching me. I love how she moves. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Sorry, okay, your turn.
I love how patient you are. I think you're very patient. I would be annoyed with me sometimes. And you're just like, it's okay, you know, like, I don't know, I feel like you don't like add fuel to the fire. I equally love how inquisitive you are. That we're able to chat through anything.
I feel, another thing, sorry, Tajana's just not judgmental.
You're not judgmental.
Yeah.
You're not judgmental. And that's really nice as well, because I feel like sometimes with some dynamics in friendship, I just think everything is open for discussion, nothing is final. Yeah.
And that's really important. Yeah. Because we're growing, we're always evolving, so...
How can you compare this to previous relationships in the sense of maturity?
Tough days.
Skyrocket.
Really?
Way different.
One of the biggest things is self-actualization.
Yeah.
And self-knowledge. And I think that's the biggest difference between this relationship and any other relationship I've had, which just a different understanding of love, loving myself, loving another person, expectations, not expectations,
not having expectations,
right, and communication and being honest, like, and not honest in a malicious way, just
with yourself.
Yeah, honest with yourself, and also seeing your partner as a friend.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, we're on the same side.
Your teammate.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I understood that before.
Yeah.
Okay, the first thing that triggered my mind was St. Lucia. Yeah, like our first date was in St. Lucia.
Wow.
Like the first time we met in person was 2 weeks that we had to stay in this like little boutique hotel to quarantine. That was bliss.
Beautiful.
It was beautiful. The sun was beautiful.
Ocean view. It was just like postcard. You know when you just think of like honeymoon.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, and especially just coming off the back of us spending. We chatted for 4 months before then. It was in COVID, obviously.
She lived in LA. I lived in London, so we hadn't met physically.
And it was just like, oh, well, now we get to do this in person, sit and talk for, and everyone, when, I told my dad the other day that we had to stay in the hotel because he just went to St. Lucia, and he was like, oh, that must have been horrible, trapped up in the, I was like, no, we had the best, we had the best time. Yeah.
Same. Same.
What was it? At what moment did you think, like, I can literally just stay indoors with you the whole day?
I think from FaceTime.
Yeah.
I knew from FaceTime that
we could do that.
Yeah, because we spent 10 hours at times on the phone.
Wow.
And talking. This isn't just
in silence.
Silence.
Falling asleep.
Yeah. Falling asleep.
No.
It was, we're talking, and like to the point where it's like, actually, I need to go to sleep because I've got work the next day or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I think I knew from then, and then St. Lucia just solidified it because we did have to quarantine and we couldn't go anywhere. So it was like putting it to the test.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I remember when some of my friends were like, are you sure you've never met this girl? Like, because after St. Lucia, she came to LA to stay with me, and they was just like, do you want to get a hotel just in case? And I was like, no.
I'm Gucci.
Yeah, I had such strong, like, knowing. Like, no, this is, yeah.
Whose idea was it to go to St. Lucia?
Well, mine, I guess, because
I don't think I would have said St. Lucia.
My half of my family, my mom's family from St. Lucia, so that was, that's why we went there. But we were going. Well, I wanted to come to LA, but at the time, you can't fly from London.
Borders, right?
Yeah,
straight to LA. So we looked at where which countries are
that
in
we could both meet up.
Yeah.
Oof, that's a good question.
I think it has made me more conscious of being aware. Not word isn't courteous, but more considerate. Of Tajana, of people. Actually, it goes beyond. I feel like it's here, and then it kind of like radiates out. But yeah, being more considerate, I think, and being honest. I do think I was a considerate person, but I don't know. It's like consideration on a different level, just for like where people are at, and yeah, just being honest with myself first, always, and then with everyone.
If I can have this level of comfortability, if I can be loved, truly like being myself, it's really had me look at all my other relationships really differently. Like the same love that I give and present to you, I want to do that in all spaces now. All my friends.
Yep.
And if we're not kind of on the same wavelength, then also it's like, well, this is this is what I want to create everywhere.
Mm.
And that's with my mum, that's with friends. I want to be able to have the same conversations and feel fully myself all the time. I just feel like it's challenged me to be myself all the time.
Same.
Your authentic self
all the time.
Young people around you, the love that you have for each other, what would you then like to teach them to how to move forward and lead with love? Yeah.
It's weird. It's like, I want to say I don't want kids.
Say it.
Say it.
No, don't want children. It's been a journey though, because I was under the conditioning of you have children, you get married.
You're
Well,
a
sorry,
woman.
you get married,
Yeah.
you have children before a certain time. I literally, by the time I was 25, I wanted kids. 6 of them too. But where was that coming from? It wasn't actually a desire. It was just like conditioning.
Society.
And I think I've been in relationships where the other partner didn't want children or wasn't sure, and that started to make me question whether or not I wanted children. But I still didn't quite understand why I wanted kids. But the condition is just so heavy. I was just like, okay, have kids. And I think it wasn't until speaking to this one, and because we talk so much, we kind of
It's
really,
why?
dissected why we don't want children, or why there is something where it's like, okay, what? And I think the responsibility for having a child is very massive.
It's greater than what most people see.
It's, I think it's beyond survival, food, water, shelter. It's your. For me, I'm like, there's a whole person that I am, a mind and a heart that I'm responsible for, and nurturing, and that's a lot of responsibility. And I don't feel like people. It's not everybody. I'm sure some people do, because we're thinking about it, but I'm not sure people are thinking about the being that they are bringing into the world. And
who's going to be their own being and not a mini
version of you, or just being fascinated actually by the idea of being pregnant. Like that, I think it's actually a superpower. But beyond that, I don't want the responsibility of a child, and we're really enjoying life. Especially if our body, we do have body clocks, and I can't have kids after a certain time. I'm not rushing to. I don't want to rush what we have or what we're building, to do it.
Yeah. And I think as well, I said this to you the other day, that when, like, because this is my first same-sex relationship, so when I had that realization, it was almost like,
a relief.
Yeah, a relief from all this like pressure that I didn't even know was on me. But it's like, oh, now I ain't got to rush and find a husband. I don't have to have children, because I think I've always known I didn't want children, but it's just something you're scared to say. So because we're already designing, because this is unorthodox anyway, we get to just do what we want. We have to, or we have to design it ourselves, rather than. I mean, you can fall.
Well, because naturally we can't have children, so it makes us think about them in a different way naturally. Because it's not just left it in. Pregnant now. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I would just push them to be them, to understand themselves, be more. What's the word when you make a decision? Decisive with yourself. You know, I notice how you feel and do it. Notice how you feel and do it, and just keep doing that until you really understand yourself. And just a full understanding of yourself is going to attract
what you want
in life in general. People, work. That's what I could say.
It's literally, life is discovery. And that's what I would say. Life is discovery. And that includes self-discovery. It includes,
and that never ends.
It doesn't. It just continues and continues and continues and continues until that time.
I think it's important, first of all. I think, sadly, we just don't see enough of it. And then you just reiterating not just romantic love, but like that family that we watch on Instagram. But even just that representation, it's like, oh, this is great to see a black dad loving on his kids. And I also think it's like, once we really understand love, it's life change. I just think we would be like skyrocket. Do you know what I mean? We're so used to kind of competing and having to like, fight.
Compete with each other or compete with society?
Both,
yeah.
Because of society, I feel like it makes it seem like there can only be one, or oh shit, I'm up here now, like I ain't got time to. So I think both.
I'm not sure what the term black love means to me. Like literally, obviously, I'm a black person. I'm with a black woman, and I think the love that we have is very beautiful. I do think of my mum. You know, I think of my friends and the fun we have, the banks we have, the bigging each other up that we do.
But there's a sense of camaraderie there also because they're black.
Yeah. I think
like a level of understanding we have, and we connect in certain ways also because we're black.
Yeah, it's true. I think culture, no matter what country necessarily you're from, but if you're black, there's just a level of camaraderie when it comes to culture and understanding. I do think our love is different because of the pain that we've suffered, you know. So when we do get together, it is like, you know.
And I think we see
it's spiritual.
I think we see beauty. Well, I think black people see beauty differently. Like,
in what way?
Something as small as like your hair, my hair. I think our beauty standards, like truly black beauty, is different to, I think, how a white person or non-black person would see. You know?
Yeah. But I love love. I think love is, I'm obsessed with it a little bit.
She is, yeah.
And I think it's beautiful, and I think it's the most important thing in the world.
It is.
Regardless of race, colour, creed, whatever. It's just, that is the key, as corny as it sounds, to everything. I think love
It's a superpower.
is fully a superpower. Are you mad?
Are you dumb?
I think we have superpowers as a couple, as individuals, because of love. I think love is our superpower. Superpower.